Hello everyone, KV here, and welcome back to Shantae and the Where the Heck Is She? The Pirate's Curse. She's right here. In the last episode, we took on the Abandoned Factory, the last den of evil, quote-unquote, which I'm gonna guess is probably like the Techno Baron's like old factory or something, so, you know, the Techno Baron and the Pirate Master have something in common, who knows? But that's just a silly hunch. On this episode, we're gonna be using our new item that we got from that labyrinth, the cannon, to get some cool stuff here in Propeller Town, so let us go. Unfortunately, we kind of have to do a lot of backtracking here. We have to actually kind of traverse a lot of Propeller Town in order to get it, so that's what we gotta do. So I'm really curious to see how the next Shantae game is going to come out, Half Genie Hero. I'm excited for that, but I don't know how far along it is. I technically do have the beta E3 demo, so I might be showing that off at some point. I might have already shown that off already by this point, depending on what I decide to do. It's been very fun. There seems to be a bit of polish that still needs to be done with it, but otherwise it looks really darn good. And I'm excited to see how that game turns out. I'm very excited, and obviously I want to play for it for all of you. I'm kind of hoping it might come out before the certain deadline of a certain thing, but I'm not going to get my hopes up, because if it did, it could be a good blind run for more of Summer of Shantae, but, you know, whatever. As it is, we're going to be pushing it. This will probably be up in, like, very late August, this video, or maybe it might be even September by the time this video's up. And technically, if we want to get technical, the summer technically does not end until, like, September whenever, because the first day of fall is usually September 20th, 21st, 22nd, whatever that date usually is, the autumnal equinox. And summer technically didn't start until, Futterbutts. It didn't start till Futterbutts. It didn't start until, June, I think it was 21st this year? I'm not quite sure on that. Future me, please correct me on that. Let's see, can I do this? Yeah, there we go. Using the cannon is dandy. And that's why Summer of Shantae started, like, in the late June, because I actually want to start it close to the beginning of summer, as opposed to, like, starting it at the beginning of June. So, initially the idea was I'd do one game a month, but, the games are of varying length. The first game is longer than the second game, and this one's longer than all of them, so that wouldn't really make a lot of sense, really. So, that's kind of how it got divvied up into the format it's in now. I hope you've all been enjoying it, by the way. Like, it's been a lot of fun to record all these games, and a lot of fun to play through all of them again, do some more research on them, to do other cool, like, fun stuff, looking up enemy names, all that cool stuff. And, of course, like, talking with some of the creators, in fact. Like, I've talked with, I mean, not, like, personally, it's like, not, like, I'm on the phone, hey, I'm doing a thing, but, like, chatting with, like, Matt Bozon on Twitter, for instance, about, like, enemy names for this game, because, some of the enemies in this game just don't have names. First, okay, yeah, so quick side note. Go up here, Heart Squid. Yeah, you need the can for it. And so, he was mentioning that, like, a lot of the enemies, if they don't have names, they're basically just generic names. So I'm like, what's this cactus enemy in Tan Line? And it's like, it's just called Cactus. And I'm just like, okay. And, like, yeah, I could tell that he was being funny about it, and I like that, because he seems like a very awesome person. There's this, actually, this really funny picture from, when he was at, oh, boy. I need to go up there! From when he was at, I believe, E3, I'm not entirely sure on that, but he posted this funny picture where he's like, he made this weird face, and someone was just like, you look like a magic carp, and so someone, they edited it so it's his face on a magic carp, and it looks so freaking hilarious, and he retweeted it, and just, all people at WayForward seem like really awesome people, and then of course, like, Jake Kaufman, he recently did the music to a game that just came out, The Adventures of Pip, which looks like a very fun game. I've been watching an LP of it myself. Looks like a very awesome game. I'd like to pick it up someday. And he was talking about Shantae music as well, since that's kind of like how he got into the business initially, for the most part at least. There might be some other backstory to it as well. And we got to, like, we listened to all Adventure of Pit music in one of his streams, and then he was like, hey, the Shantae beta's out, listen to that music as well. He got to talk about all that music, and it was a lot cool to see, like, all this different input as to what goes into these games, and how they're, like, so great and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, I'm so excited, because, like, I can tell there's, like, a lot of passion behind the WayForward team. And they really care about, A, the games they're making, and B, the people that play them. They really care about that input, they care about that kind of stuff. It doesn't feel like they're very cold and heartless. It feels like, when I think about it, it is kind of like a throwback to old school Nintendo. And I mean, technically, if you want to get very specific, Yamauchi was kind of a bit of a jerk president. He was a very good president, don't get me wrong, but he was kind of a jerk. But they definitely understood, like, how they marketed was very good, and all that good stuff. So, like, they feel like Nintendo, like, if Nintendo from the old days still existed, not that Nintendo now is terrible, it's just, they could do better. That's just me being a bit, minorly cynical, because I'm like, I don't want a new 3DS XL. I want a new 3DS that's not an XL, because I don't like the XL. Okay, but enough of that stupid whining. We just got a Cacklebat, which is up in that area. That area is pretty cool. So it's a nice little, like, corner area, as you can see on our map. Like, this big corner area. It's a nice little spot there. And the last thing we need to get here in Propeller Town... Bo, what the heck are you still doing here? The breath up here is great for my fresh air. Bolo, you're crazy and silly and stupid. Bye-bye! And you just think about, like, how many, like, because, if I'm not mistaken, Adventures of Pip was done by a former WayForward dev who formed their own independent company, which is a similar case for Shovel Knight. So, like, when it comes down to it, if you want to be, like, a lot of the indie games that are out on the scene today that are, like, really popular, like Shovel Knight and I guess Adventures of Pip, it's like, you kind of have to thank Shantae for existing, because that's kind of how they got their start. I mean, they're doing contract games too, to be fair, but... like, Shantae was, like, the first, like, game that they got to kind of mess around with. They didn't have, like, someone, corporate person breathing down their neck, no, do it this way, Although, from my understanding, a lot of their licensed games are actually, they have pretty free range of what they can do. In fact, one of the most interesting licensed games was, have I told the story yet? I think I've told the story in another Shantae game, but I'll bring it up now, and we're not going to use this pirate flare, I'm just going to walk back, we'll be fine. But how I even got into the Shantae series was because in 2013, WayForward was in charge of the remaster for the DuckTales game, the NES DuckTales game, the one that Capcom made back in the late 80s. And I have never played the original NES DuckTales game, and I was always interested in playing it because, like, I've heard about the music and, like, it's really good and that kind of stuff. Like, it's made by the same Mega Man people, so I was like, huh, that sounds really interesting. And so I watched a lot of interviews with the WayForward people and, like, what they were doing for DuckTales Remastered. And it was like, I could tell, like, just how they spoke. Everyone had such good passion about what they were doing. Like, there's an interview, like, they were talking about with Jake Kaufman about how he's doing the music, and how there was this one part, the Himalayas music, for instance, like, that has this crazy, not really sure what kind of solo you'd call it. It's percussion-ish solo, but, like, the staff people were like, I'd hear the song as I'm walking through the hall as I'm leaving from work at, like, 7 at night, and I'd hear this part of the music, and I just start, like, banging out air drums, like, really into it, that kind of cool stuff. Quick pause from that story, I apologize. Oh, yeah, right, story. Sorry, I forgot. I'll put that story on hold for a second, I apologize, I was get interrupted with this. Yeah, we make a pretty good team. Maybe. Maybe what? I don't know, I thought maybe you'd change your mind and join the good guys for a change. Me? Join you? Ha! You better focus on the task at hand. These 5 islands are the source of the Pirate Master's evil power. With his creatures and servants neutralized, we've got him on the ropes. It's time to deal the final blow. The genie sealed his bones in a tomb. The location is known to no one. If we could somehow find it... I did find this map. First mate Rixie gave it to me. Let me see that! Incredible! This is really it. The secret location, the Pirate Master's grave. Come on, we're going to have a look. And so with that, we have opened up the final island, the Lonely Grave. We're not going to go there. We're going to go here. Mudbug Island to get our last Heart Squid and Cacklebat. Very hard to traverse here, so stay on your guard. Anyways, what I was saying, okay, so DuckTales Remastered, so, like, they had a lot of different interviews. Okay, I apologize, like, I have really weird segues. They had a lot of interviews about, as they're doing DuckTales Remastered, and, like, it's a classic NES game, they get the chance to work on, they're like, oh my goodness, yes, 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 we'd love to jump the opportunity. And the craziest part is, like, I remember that they're talking about it, and one reason I was, like, excited about DuckTales Remastered is Disney, it was like, hey, we have the voice actors from the show, for the most part, want them to voice the game. They're just like, are you kidding me? Like, keep in mind, like, we're spoiled these days with, like, games like Kingdom Hearts and stuff. For a small developer to have the Disney show up and be like, hey, we still have the voice actors for these characters, want them to voice act in your game, that's freaking amazing. And so when I heard that, I was like, holy crap, like, the actual, like, Alan Young, who's, like, At this point, he's pushing 95, so he recorded that game when he was 93. Like, holy crap, that's amazing. So I was super excited by that, and I could tell, like, since they're so excited by it, they had a lot of passion going into it. So I ended up playing DuckTales Remastered in my first WayForward game. Now I understand a lot of people have some issues with that game compared to what they did compared to the original game. I kind of like what they did, so I like it better than the original, but that's just me. If you don't like it and you prefer the original, that's fine. I know even at a panel, Jake Kaufman admitted that he didn't think he did justice to the Moon theme, even though I actually think that's the best rendition of the Moon theme, but that's probably me being A, a fanboy, or B, just having different tastes in music. But so, since I played DuckTales Remastered, I was like, so what other games have WayForward done? And that is when, I think I have read the story before, but I apologize, I'll say it again, because it was in a different game entirely. It's probably back in the first Shantae game, actually. And so because of DuckTales Remastered, the next major thing I heard from them was, hey, because I was subscribed to their YouTube channel by that point, so I was really interested. I like having those developer-type interviews. I like that kind of stuff. That's cool insight. More people should do that kind of thing. Also, Heart Squid's up here, who's near the cannon. Now that I was subscribed to the YouTube channel, their next major thing they're announcing was they're doing a Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter game was Shantae Half Genie Hero. And that was kind of, I was like, wait a minute, I heard about Shantae. I remember Shantae back from when I was a kid, because I remember seeing ads for it. What's this Shantae game about? WayForward, you did an awesome game with that DuckTales game, so I'm gonna go and see what that's about. And that's kind of how I got in the Shantae series, is then I backed Half Genie Hero before I played any of the Shantae games. So that could have been a bad thing entirely, but you know what? It was the right horse to bet on. It's I'm super excited for that game to come out. So I backed it. I think I backed it like just like a little bit at first. I backed it like probably like not a lot. But then I actually played through a Risky's Revenge in the first Shantae, since there were only 2 games out at the time, and then I was like, nope, you guys get more money. I'm kind of sad I didn't back more, because I would have loved for them to reach some of the stretch goals, but you can't always get everything you want. But they did get pretty darn far, so that is fantastic. Now we want to go up here, and there is a Cacklebat. So with that, we should be done here. Cacklebat, come here. Bye-bye. Eat the cannon. Get sucked into the lamp. Bye-bye. And I was actually contemplating playing this game as my first Shantae game, because initially it was supposed to be released in 2013, but it got pushed back. So I played the other 2 instead. Kind of glad I did that, because that would be very jarring to go from this game, where there's no transformations, to the other 2 games where there are. So that is a thing. And actually, I'm feeling confident. I'm going to walk back. I have the pirate flares. If anything gets dicey, I'll use them. Things are getting dicey. Let's use them. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we have them. Just use them. That was a weird place to stop the game. this weird little pose as I'm using the pirate flare. Alright, so yeah, that's my story about that. That's like how I got in the Shantae series. Fantastic games, all of them, awesome. And by the way, you know what's really awesome? Look at this. We have all the Heart Squids and Cacklebats, 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 missing 1 Heart Squid and 1 Cacklebat. Ooh boy, we're getting very close to the end of the game. And welcome now to Ammo Town. It's officially been changed to Ammo Town. Where's that ammo bear? I want to kick his butt. Nice boots. Have you tried just ramming into the ice cliffs at high speed? It's a great way to shake the secret things loose. That's the most logical thing you've said this entire gosh darn game. We have 7 squids on us. Let's get a new heart. This is not the Heartsmith. I'm a dumb butt. So yeah, like you never really know. You always gotta take risks. It's great to do. That's kind of why I like that they do with some of the licensed games, because it gives you can venture into their new stuff, their original content, by going with something familiar. I'm familiar with DuckTales, so that's kind of how I got into it. So I appreciate that I did that game, and if like maybe you got into WayForward games by like playing one of the Adventure Time games or something. So you never know what's going to happen. I think they've done fantastic work all around, but we'll have to look at more of that fantastic work next time. Also, I never noticed the water there. There's water under there. I never noticed that. That looks really cool. Okay. I'm distracting myself. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, the episode where I talk about DuckTales for some reason. And I will see you all in the next one. Please pick up these 3 games, this one, the 2 prequels, all on the 3DS. Awesome games, and you would probably enjoy them. Just saying. And otherwise, please have a great day. I will see you all in the next one. Until then, Shantae should be in a certain fighting game with other Nintendo characters. I think that should be a thing. Alright? Ciao!